I'm curious if this bill will apply to people like Nazis who constantly spread anti-Semitic conspiracies, constantly sling anti-Semitic slurs and stuff. Will those people be arrested for saying anti-Semitic stuff, or is it just going to be people protesting against the Israeli government, which by definition is not anti-Semitic because you can't be racist for protesting against the government?
As protests continue at UNC Chapel Hill and really around the nation at college campuses, lawmakers here at home are taking a closer look at anti-Semitism. Lawmakers are hoping that a new bill in the State House will better define what anti-Semitism is.
Today, the House passed the Shalom Act. CBS 17's Haley Fixler is live telling us just what this bill does. Haley.
Well, supporters on both sides of the aisle say this Shalom Act gives context and a definition that can be used by educators, by law enforcement officers, and even the justice system to use when issues are brought to their attention. These chants echoing on UNC Chapel Hill's campus during chaotic pro-Palestinian protests just 1 week ago, partially inspiring House Speaker Tim Moore to sponsor the new Shalom Act.
Does anybody think that that's a reasonable expression to engage in assaulting officers, to assault officials, to assault students?
The Shalom Act uses the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance's definition of anti-Semitism, which says, quote, certain perception of Jews which may be expressed as hatred towards Jews and, quote, rhetorical and physical manifestations. The bill states it should be used as a tool for education to help recognize and combat anti-Semitic hate crimes and discrimination.
We've seen not just anti-Semitic graffiti, Nazi symbols on Jewish institutions, but also bomb threats, swatting incidents, intimidation. Already there's been more incidents.
Are you trying to say that's from anti-genocide protesters? Because that's probably a big old lie. That kind of stuff from Nazis, which most right-wingers have no issue with.
Of anti-Semitism in 2024 than all of last year.
But there are concerns that this legislation will hinder free speech. Opponents gathering outside of the legislature building on Wednesday.
What this bill does do is chill constitutionally protected political speech by using a definition of anti-Semitism that conflates criticism of Israel with anti-Semitism.
Palestinian, Arab, and Muslim communities will especially bear the brunt of this legislation, facing heightened scrutiny and restrictions on their free speech.
Bill sponsors say,
though, shouldn't that bill also protect Palestinians? Because Palestinians are Semitic-speaking people. Anti-Semitism is racism towards Semitic-speaking people. Hebrew isn't the only one.
It won't, explaining it can just help prevent scary escalations.
We as Americans have the right to free speech. Hate of any kind has no place in our communities.
So when Nazis go around marching, are you going to say something about that? Or are you just going to let them march around? Because Nazis tend to get the ability to march around and scream anti-Semitic slurs at people, and nothing really happens to them. No, states don't pass anti-Semitic bills. Congress doesn't say anything about it. When Marjorie Taylor Greene said Jewish people are using space lasers to start forest fires, very little on the right said anything about that.
And some of the opponents today say they wish the bill was more expansive and included other minority groups, and now the bill heads to the